Survivors of the fire in Marshalltown have been temporarily housed in various shelters in Johannesburg. An illegally occupied five-storey building in the Johannesburg city centre was gutted by a blaze on Thursday, leaving 77 people dead. Now, dozens injured and over 300 people have been displaced. Our reporter Zola Sholwana has been speaking to some of the survivors and joins us now. Zola, it's been a difficult couple of days for survivors of this blaze. What are they saying to you?
Yes, indeed, Nhlanhla, today is day 3 since they've been housed at one of the shelters that are meant to accommodate them. Now, we have been speaking to a couple of them. Earlier on, you might have seen that we spoke to a lady who said she's satisfied, with the treatment that they've been receiving in this shelter. But now reality is starting to kick in because some of the people that are here have lost their loved ones and haven't gotten a chance to actually go to the Deep Kloof mortuary to identify bodies. And I'm actually joined by a gentleman who lost 4 of his relatives in that fire on that particular day, and he says those people were only visiting on that day. So thank you very much for your time. You mentioned that you lost 4 of your relatives on that particular day. As much as you're satisfied with how they are treating you here, reality is starting to kick in that you've lost your loved ones.
Yeah, of course. Today, the day 3, we are here from the day of our problem. But I will thank the government of South Africa at least to take us to this place. At least you can keep our mind safe. At least you can think what you're going to do after this problem.
You mentioned that the Tanzanian embassy said they'll be taking you guys to Deep Kloof mortuary tomorrow so you can go identify the bodies.
Yeah, today they come. They told us tomorrow and Monday we have to go and check my brother's body because it's gonna be hard to identify them. But I'm sure I have to go with some of another brother of mine. At least he's gonna help me to identify the body of our brothers.
You mentioned that some of 3 other guys were only visiting when the fire happened.
Yeah, it's among the brothers. 3 of them, they were my visitors. It means it's my brother. That's why I give them, just he came to visit. So they come around past 12 maybe. They were asking the place just to sleep on that day. And I didn't know that it's going to happen because I used to stay with my young brother only, the one who were staying together. So plus this, they said, plus these 3 guys, it means I lost 4 of my brothers. So we tried to shout a voice. We couldn't. Also the fire was having a sound, a big sound, because our rooms mostly they built up with the wood and ceiling boards. So it was easy to catch fire in a few minutes. It means just the time I leave them in my room, it could take just 8 minutes to 10. They couldn't pass again to come to my side.
Now you saw Home Affairs Immigration, and some of your friends were actually afraid when they saw immigration, thinking that they were going to be deported. What did they say to you?
Yeah, mostly they say that you must come down. We won't arrest anyone from you. So, because we know that you lost your papers, you lost your money, you lost your properties. So that's why they took us to this side. And mostly they used to tell us you mustn't scared. Even you must be free. That's why they give us a chance to play soccer. They give us time to eat. They give us the food. They give us something to wash our bodies. So for that, we have to thank the government of South Africa for this. At least you can think what we're going to do in front days.
So after this, I'm sure you are worried about what will happen to you in terms of accommodation, as that was your only place of safety.
Yeah, mostly like today, I hear rumors that they start looking ID for their citizens only, and they told us that they're gonna take first the one who have IDs from South Africa to keep them in their places or settlement or shelters first before us, who we lost also our stuff, we lost our papers, we lost everything. It means even they're gonna do that because it's them who are staying their country, so they must take them first. But I'm sure until now they did something favor to us. Even they won't give us a nice shelter or they won't give us a shelter. But by these 3 days or in a week, we're gonna get another idea what we're gonna do.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. Now, Nhlanhla, what we are getting here actually from most of non-South Africans, they're grateful for what has been happening. Earlier on, we saw a lot of NGOs coming in, particularly churches, because it's a Sunday today, handing over blankets, food, all the necessities that, the survivors could possibly need. And they're basically saying this is obviously a place of safety, but reality is starting to kick in because some of them will have to go to the mortuary and face reality of actually identifying bodies of their loved ones, and also they are worried about what will happen to them if disaster then says they have to find another alternative accommodation. Back to you in studio.
Thank you. That's our reporter Zola Sholwana.